Hello and welcome back to the Destiny Global Facebook page. My name is Carmen O'Quinn and I am one of the trainers here with Destiny Global. And if you are new here, welcome. If you are seeing this video because somebody shared it and you clicked on it because you saw a headline that said 6 keys to help you manage your time better, 6 keys to help you get more done, 6 keys to help turn your time to your goals instead of other people's goals. You know, funny thing is 98% of the population spends their time building other people's dreams versus building their own. And so tonight, we are going to be talking about 6 different things to help you become a master of your time, to help you become a time ninja. And I got to tell you, when I look back at all the things that have helped me succeed in life, that helped me go from a wantrepreneur to having just under a $10 million business in my early 20s as a young person who didn't know a lot, this was one of the things that did it. I went from working 80 to 90 hours a week, believing that, sleep was a luxury. I could sleep when I was dead. Who needs sleep? Who's got time for that? Like literally burning the candle at both ends, not having time, not having energy, waking up and going to bed most days, like waking up feeling like I got to rush, and going to bed feeling like I didn't get enough done, to being the most productive person I know, getting everything done and still having time to spend time with my husband at night, to be a mom, to take my kids to the library, to do the extracurricular activities. And tonight I'm going to give you 6 of my top tips for that, and then tell you also where you can get more information and things like that. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. So by the way, if you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. We're in August, so let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching the recording, let me know too. And if you hear something you like tonight, make sure to share this video. Listen, I've been in business for 20 years working with people, and what I can tell you is whether I'm on a stage or whether I'm doing a one-on-one consultation with a company, coaching with an organization, or with a business owner, or just a mom, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, this issue winds up coming up. Most people at some point struggle with managing their time, struggle with having too much to do and not being able to get it all done. So if you hear something that's of value to you, make sure you share this, because there's a lot of people out there that really struggle with this thing we're going to talk about. So number one, and this is where I think everybody has to start when it comes to managing your time, and it's figure out where you're currently spending your time. Okay. I remember going through an exercise, and we get way in depth in this at some of our seminars that we do with Destiny Global. But I remember going through and doing an audit of my time, like looking at my time and figuring out, man, I got 168 hours in a day. So does Jeff Bezos. So does Elon Musk. So does the Facebook guy. So do all these Fortune 500s, millionaires and billionaires. They have the same amount of time in a day that I do. What is it that they do differently than I do? Like how? And so I remember going through and really like pretending like I hired myself as an auditor, going through my time and being like, where am I wasting time? Where am I spending time building other people's dreams? Where am I spending time building other people's legacies? Where am I wasting time? Identifying what are the time sucks in my life? What are the things that are literally sucking my time up like a vacuum that I'm not getting back? And I believe that time is our most valuable commodity. And when you look at, most people protect their money and they're generous with their time. And I believe it has to be the other way around. Be generous with your money, be stingy with your time, because you can always make more money. They print it every day. You cannot make more time. That is the truth. And so perform a time on it. Where are you spending your time? Where you are spending your time is what determines your future, okay? Does where you're spending your time, where you're giving your time, where you're allocating your time line up with the future that you want? I remember when I did this, I got on my phone and I started looking at the apps and where I spent my time. How many hours a day, how many hours a week I spent in my time. And at that point, the amount of time that I was spending on social media platforms in a week was enough time to build a whole nother business. And it was just like, wow, I didn't have to like it, but it was the truth, right? So identify where you're spending your time and then start taking your time back. So if you see that you're spending 10 hours a week on social media, that's okay. If that's okay with you, that's okay. But for me, it was like, all right, what if I only spent 2 hours on social media? And what if I took 8 of those hours back? Or what if I only spent 5 hours and took 5 hours back and redistributed them, reallocated them, refocused them in an area that would actually build my future? Okay, so perform a time audit, identify your time sucks, identify your time wasters, figure out where you can start stealing time back and where you want to direct it. All right, number 2. So this kind of goes right in line with what we were just talking about. Where do you want to spend your time? So yes, you're going to be doing an audit of your time. And when you do this, if you do it properly, and if you're honest, you're going to find extra time that you're wasting. You're going to find time that you're giving to other places that's making other people money, but it's not serving you. And so what you've got to figure out is, where do you now want to spend that time? And time and money are very similar. If you don't tell your time where to go, just like if you don't tell your money where to go, it gets sucked up like a vacuum, like we talked about, right? It's like it just gets sucked up. It's just gone. Have you ever had a day where you had all these good intentions and the day was just gone and you're like, wow, what did I get done with that day? And so what I can tell you is one of the most helpful things that I have found is make a schedule. Tell your time where to go. Tell your time, here's what I'm doing. Make a schedule. And the way I like to do it, and again, we go really in depth at this at our advanced leadership training event called Creating a Dynasty, where we actually break it out. I teach you my entire system. I show you how I manage my time. We literally spent an hour and a half just on this section right here. But right now, you can just get started. Get a calendar out and just start saying, okay, what am I doing? It's not good enough to just say, I want to get some stuff done today. Like, what do you want to get done? When do you want to get it done? Start scheduling those things. So instead of these 5 hours a week that I'm spending on social media, I'm going to make phone calls for my business. I'm going to make 20 phone calls. I'm going to, maybe my house is a mess. I'm going to clean the house and I'm going to do laundry, or maybe whatever it is, maybe you want to start writing the book that you've always wanted to write, but you haven't found the time to do it. If you did number 1, you just found time. You just found time. So what do you want to spend that time doing? So put down, what is it that you have to do? Okay. Commitment that you already have, and make a daily schedule for the week. So if you already work a full-time job, you know that you work a full-time job. So what hours is that you work? If your kids have activities that they do, if you have things that you do with your church or whatever, what commitments do you already have? What time do you have left? And then start filling in the things that you want to get done. If you want to clean out the garage, put it on your schedule. When are you going to do it? Schedule an appointment to get it done. And so often, I'll talk to people about this and I'll be like, well, Carmen, that doesn't really sound like fun. Like I'm scheduling my time. Like I'm more of a spontaneous kind of person. Listen, nobody plans to fail. Nobody plans to fail. Nobody plans to not achieve their goals. Nobody plans to not achieve their dreams. Nobody plans to take most of their goals and dreams to the graveyard with them. But people do fail to plan. And unfortunately, planning is it's a part of success, like it or not. And so you can either embrace it and say, no, I got to plan for my future. I've got to plan what I want. 98% of the population is walking around there winging it, never planning. So when you start to plan and you start to tell your time where to go, you're going to start getting more done. All right, number 3, and this is a really big one. Prioritize your tasks. You are one person. Numero uno persona. One person, okay? Just FYI, I'm not super good at Spanish. I would like to be, but I'm not. So if you hear me pop out some Spanish, I don't know it. I probably know like 50 words. Maybe. I might be exaggerating a little bit. But prioritize what it is you want to get done. You are one person, all right? So you're going to prioritize the to-do list, the task list, all the things that you want to get done into 4 categories, okay? Number 1 is going to be due immediately. These are the tasks with a defined deadline, with a specific deadline. the ones that we put off for so long and now they're overdue. So it's got an immediate deadline, or now the deadline's passed because we procrastinated. So that's going to be category 1. Category 2, these are important tasks, but it doesn't have a deadline. Okay, so they need to get done, but it doesn't have like a, I got to do it right now deadline. Number 3, these are tasks that need to get done, but we can delegate them to somebody else. For instance, in my household, dishes have to get done. Laundry has to get done. I have delegated that task to my 9 and 10-year-old. And they alternate. 1 week, one of them has the kitchen. 1 week, one has the laundry. They have to gather all the laundry, do the laundry, fold the laundry, and get it to the bedroom or the wherever it goes in the house. And the other one has to do the dishes, unload the dishwasher, load the dish. So those are tasks that I could delegate, right? Same thing with cutting our grass. That was a task we could delegate. Sometimes when it comes to designing certain email campaigns or flyers or things like that, those are tasks. Okay, I need to create this flyer. I can delegate that. I can outsource that. So what are things that need to get done but that you can delegate to somebody else? And then the 4th one is tasks that you can eliminate because they're not critical to the life you want to live. They're not critical to your goals. You just said yes because you could. And I ain't judging. I've done that a lot in my life. And so if it's not something that has to get done, if it's not something that does not benefit your life or it's not critical to your life mission, delete. Okay? So you have your the things you're going to do, the things you're going to decide when to do, the things you're going to delegate, and the things you're going to delete. So do, decide, delegate, delete. Those are the 4 categories when it comes to prioritizing your goals. And the ones in the do, those are the ones that get put on immediately. The ones that are scheduled for later, the decide, those can get pushed out a little bit. The delegate, you're going to delegate those to somebody else. And listen, I know some of you on here, you're like, yeah, but Carmen, like I'm the only one that can do it because if I do it, it gets done right. Listen, you can't build a legacy by yourself. You can't be a one-man army. You cannot be a one-man army. And I had to learn that the hard way. And so delegation is your friend. All right, number 4, tackle the most difficult task first. The thing on your list that is the hardest, the one you don't want to do, the one you dread, do it first. There's this saying, I heard this several years ago, and it's called the eat the frog method. And the whole theory behind this is eating the frog. No one wants to eat the frog. It's slimy and it's got spots and it's like ribbit, right? No one wants to eat the frog. So you eat the frog first, you choke it down, and then it's done with. And so when you're looking at your week, on Monday is the day that I do any of the tasks that I don't want to do, any of the most difficult tasks, I do them first. And I don't start another task, hear me on this, I don't start another task until that task is completed. I don't eat like a leg off the frog and then I'm like, that was disgusting, I'll save the rest for later. No, I eat the whole frog first. I do the whole task and then I move on to other things. And I've got to tell you, the sense of accomplishment that it gives you, like, yes, I just got that thing done, versus it hanging over you and you thinking about that I have to do it. Do the most difficult thing first. The thing that you are most likely to want to save till later, do it first, okay? All right, number 5, and this is a really big one. Group similar things together. So for instance, I am a big fan, and any of you guys that have worked with me know this. If you've coached with me, you know this. All my coaching, I do one-on-one coaching for different business owners and things like that. And I have all my coaching together. So my coaching is on 2 days a week. Okay, I group it together. It's not 5 days a week. I have 2 days a week, specific hours that I do my coaching. Checking email. So I have like 5 different email accounts for different businesses, different things. There's personal emails. All my emails I schedule and I check them all at the same time. When I'm posting on social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, whatever your social media platforms are, I do it all together, okay? So for example, you could put, if you have client meetings, maybe you do client meetings on Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe you respond from emails from 9 to 10 a.m. Maybe if you have reports that you've got to do, first thing in the morning when you get in the office, you do your reports to get them out to your staff. So you are grouping like items together. And this one, man, this was such a big deal. And so here's the thing when it comes to or responding. So for responding to any messages. So for me personally, one of the things that saved me a lot of time was I do not respond to texts or emails in real time. Ever. I don't respond to them as they come in because I get emails all day long. I get texts throughout the day almost every day. I do, if I'm going to sit by my phone and respond to every text, every email as it comes in, I'm going to get nothing done. So I have certain parts of my day, certain moments in the day where I respond to texts, where I respond to emails, and I group them together. And when I go in, I'll respond to my texts. I have certain days a week where I clear out my Facebook messages. I don't look at my Facebook messages every day. I have certain days of the week, like I'm going to clear out all these Facebook messages. I'm going to get through all my emails. I'm going to respond to all my texts and all of that. Now, my husband, he has a special text tone. So if my husband texts me, that's different. If my kids are with my mom and my mom texts me, that's different. But the rest of them, the notifications are off. I don't even get notified when I get a text. I don't even get notified when I get an email. When I go into my text, I'll see them. When I go into my email, I'll see them. So group all of your like items together, or your similar items together. And our sixth and final point, and this one right here, this one will save your life. Learn to say no. This one will save stress. This one will save frustration. This one will keep you from being burnt out. Learn to say no. You are one person. And in my experience, what I have learned about people, starting with myself, is that so often we get so wrapped up in what we can do for others that we load too much stuff on our plate. We burn the candle at both ends and we get ourselves to burnt out, stressed out, frustrated, and we're pouring then we have an empty cup. And you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't have. And for most of us, we spend so much time focusing on other people that we never have time to focus on ourselves. We never have time to lose the 50 pounds. We never have time to write the book. We never have time to start the business. We never have time to focus on our marriage. We never have time to take the vacation that we've been talking about with the family. Friends, it's never about having the time. It's about making the time for the things that really matter to you inside of your life. Because if you're not willing to protect your time, everybody's trying to take your time. There are literally think tanks. There are think groups of people trying to take your time, figuring out how to get your time, how to get your eyeballs, your mind, your hands, your heart, your head on what they're doing, how to steal your attention. Because if they can steal your attention and they can steal your time, they will eventually take your money. Actually, they won't take your money. You will gladly give it to them. And so these 6 things, and this last one, saying no, you've got to become the protector of your time. And saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Saying no makes you wise. And by the way, committing to too many things, if I commit to too many things and I commit to going and helping with this thing over here, but I do it begrudgingly and I do it because I have to and I don't want to, that person doesn't really want me to do it anyway if I'm not doing it with the right heart. So listen, say no. I get offers all the time of things that just don't align with the life I want to live. They don't align with the mom I want to be, with the wife I want to be, with the schedule that I want to have. So it's thank you for the offer, but no, thank you, I'm not available. Thank you for the consideration that I got something else going on, but thank you so much for thinking of me. Say no. And when you first start saying no in the beginning, I can remember I would feel guilty at first, and I was like, no, this is protecting my peace. This is protecting my life. This is protecting my family. This is making sure that when I get to the end of my life and I look back, I got 18 years with those kids and they're gone. They're gone. I don't want to look back and say shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I do my best to protect my time and to make sure the places I am choosing to spend it, because money is currency, the places I am choosing to spend my time, I feel good and solid about those decisions. And so anyway, for those of you who are not, maybe you haven't heard about it, maybe you're not registered, maybe you don't know, we do have, here at Destiny Global, we do these free tips, but we also have events where we equip people to succeed. And our first event that we have coming up is First Steps to Success. This is where we teach you how to become the most likable person in the room, the most recommended person it is that what you do, how to pay off all of your debt, including your mortgage, in 5 to 7 years. How to learn the communication skills to really do business with anybody, anytime, anywhere, and to be so good at it that people would be compelled to recommend you over your competitors. And so how to grow your business and work less, make more. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Anyway, our event, First Steps to Success, is coming up in like literally 9 days, I think. August 11th, 12th, and 13th. We have virtual tickets available, and then we still have some in-person seats available. It is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you want to load the bases for the back half of the year, if you want to load the bases so you can knock it out of the park in one of the best seasons of the year for sales, for business, you want to make sure you do not miss this event, August 11th, 12th, and 13th. We will put the link down below. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks for another success tip, and we will see you then.